Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Intuitive Energy Forecast for May 10th, 2022. I'm Arlene Grace, an intuitive energy coach, master numerologist, and channel. So really feeling into the energy of this week today. We've got a full moon that's coming in on Sunday. And today we just landed into Mercury retrograde. So Mercury retrograde is really bringing us into a lot of mind, a lot of thinking in our mind, but there's also this slowing down. It's this time to really pay attention to, a lot of people say, dotting the I's, crossing the T's. It's this invitation to be a much more aware, conscious of your own actions, your own behaviors, the way that you're expressing yourself. It can also really preclude to being more aware in our own expression, being more concise. And I want to pull back from that. It's really being more meticulous with your own energy, your energy first, and then the expression, right? And so today's energy is that of the 3 and the 9 of diamonds. And when I feel into this energy, there is this uprising of, are you willing to let go of these threads that are holding you from having what it is that you want, and these threads that are holding you from having the experiences with the things that you want, whether that's wealth or your business or in your relationships, whether that's buying a new house or a new car, whether that is even in your own body. We're focused on the material aspects this week. And it's really speaking to humanity's virus of the mind, right? And I'll dive into that just a little bit more. But while I was in meditation and I was feeling into this energy, it was like I felt 2 hands and they were holding me, and it was just, don't go anywhere, stay here. And it really took me to my own childhood, right? And the way that I had been raised by my parents and by my grandparents and by my teachers and by, everyone. And it was this, I need you to be a certain way. Please be quiet. Girls don't run around, don't run amok. I remember my dad was like, girls don't play basketball when I wanted to go for the basketball team or the volleyball team. There were these different ideas and these mental constructs that my dad had that shifted, of course, as I started to get older, but there were these, ideas and these beliefs that they all had that really kept me controlled and moving and growing and believing that I was supposed to be a certain way, that I was supposed to act a certain way, that I was supposed to make money in a certain way, right? And there's this uprising that's happening within our own mental thoughts and within our own bodies. It feels very emotional today. And it's this opportunity to come into awareness, an awareness of, do you hold yourself back for others? Do you hold yourself back because you have this idea that you can't be too much, or that you are too much and you don't want to be too much, that you don't want to stray from the pack, you don't want to leave the tribe, you don't want to journey beyond your own family, but beyond your own connection to your friends, your friend group, beyond the cultural constructs or the social constructs, right? The idea that you're supposed to get married by a certain age, have 2 children, have a white picket fence around this gorgeous house, 2 cars that are, highly expensive, and you have a closet full of, designer clothes. And your kids, they go to private schools, all those things, right? And there are all of these just different constructs that are different in all of the spaces all around the world. And it's funny because I got to experience the opposite of that over the last couple of days, where I got to, observe my niece, and she's 1. And I love her. She's so funny. Her name's P. And she she knows what she wants and she gets to be who she is. And yet at the same time, you can see she's very pliable because she's one. And so if I ask for a hug and she doesn't want to give me a hug, she'll say no. And I'm okay with that, right? And I can watch someone else want to go in for a hug and they'll ask and she'll say no. And sometimes they'll just go and they'll go and take it, right? And she doesn't like that. And she knows that she doesn't like that. And she knows what she wants to eat. She knows how she wants to eat it. She knows how to walk. She knows where she wants to go. She knows what she wants to play with. And of course, we're with her and we are just paying attention to, ensuring that she's not climbing the stairs by herself, or, staying in places where safety becomes, something that's important to pay attention to, right? And at the same time being pliable, because now I'm watching the older kids, the teenagers, and they're telling her, hey, do this to your brother, right? And so, make this sound and point at him and do this. And she'll just look at them, right? And she'll be like, I don't know if I want to, but then she'll start to do it. And it's like, oh, she'll go do it. But then they're saying, hey, that's bad, don't do it. And so she's being programmed to do things, to think things, and we get to just observe that and watch that. And it's fascinating because all of us have had that up until the age of 7. Our minds were just open to taking on all of these ideas and beliefs. We were sponges, which brings us to this, humanities virus, the virus that we have in our mind. And it's that we've taken on this idea, this belief that other people should matter more than us. As a child, it mattered more what my dad thought, what my mom was telling me to do, how I was supposed to be. It mattered for them. I made them matter more than me, which then led me to believe then I should matter more for other people. I should matter more than they matter to themselves. And so I'm going to invite you to play with that idea. Do I let others matter more than me? And when you look at your experience, do you? And be honest with yourself. Do you let others matter more than you? Because now, as we get older, of course, especially with our parents want us to be certain ways, and they want us to have certain jobs, and they want us to finish school, and they want us to, do these things, because now it shifts into, well, there's value here, right? There's value in Arlene being a doctor, or Arlene being a dentist, or Arlene making a lot of money. There's value in her success, and I'm attributing myself to that. She matters more to me because of this. And so now pull that back even more. We're just pulling out the layers, like let's just peel them back. Are you placing your value in others for what it is that they do? Do they matter more to you because of that? And how is that connected to the value of you? And when you think about what it is that you actually desire, what it is that you want to experience, is there a shift that's wanting to happen in that idea? I can't have the things that I want. I can't do the things that I want because, one, I don't think that they value it, and because then they're going to think that they don't matter. Because then I'm making them more important than me, and which means that I'm afraid of these judgments because their judgments matter more than me and what I think about myself. And so there's this beautiful opportunity to come into these awarenesses today, not necessarily do anything about them, but to notice the patterns. And it's always going to come back to, what do you want? What do you want? And what do you want to experience? And in that right in here, right? Bringing your mind and your heart into coherence. Like my mind wants this with my heart. Like they are in love. They are in sync. I am in alignment with what I want to experience. I want to experience great wealth. I want to experience, a new home. I want to experience an expansion in my business. I want to experience more clients. I want to experience more devotion with my partner. I want to experience more sex or more love or more this or more that. I want that. And I value that. I fucking value that. I love that so much. And I'm going to devote myself to that. I want it. I decide to have it. And in that decision to have that, everything else can fall away. What they think, whether or not they matter, all of those things, because the remedy to this virus is coming to you matter first, and then you matter together. That you value you first, and then you share an experience of value together. That you have what it is that you desire first, here, inside, feeling state, right? Value, love, desire, intimacy, connection, wealth, fun, curiosity, possibility. The list goes on and on because it's limitless. You have it here first. It matters to you. You value it first. You love it. You want it. It's yours. And you focus here. And then you invite them in to have that experience with you. But today, are you willing to play with that idea that what if I mattered more to me first? What if I mattered to me first? And then let everyone else matter. And I can hear the thoughts, like I can hear some of the mothers, I can hear but what about my children? But what about my parents? They're elderly. But what about, my husband? Is he going to leave me? But what about my partner? Will he break up with me? But what about this? Are you willing to matter to you first? There's only one you. This is your life. Are you willing to live your life? And are you willing to live a life that you love? Are you willing to live the life that you love? Or are you waiting until all of these other things fall away before you let yourself have it? Are you willing to wait until your children are in, university and out of the house? Are you willing to wait until you're retired? Will you allow yourself to have it here now? Right? If today was your last day, what would you do? How would you spend it? Would you love? Or would you count the hours? Everything is here now. Everything is accessible here now. Everything is available here now. All time is here now. Decide you matter most. And see how that shifts your life. Beautiful. Questions, comments, please feel free to share and I will be happy to respond. Wishing you all the most amazing Tuesday. Happy Mercury retrograde. And I will talk to you tomorrow. So much love. See you in the spaces.